My name is Petra and welcome back. Today I want us to talk about ways on how to get unstuck. Maybe you've been like me, you've had great and fantastic ideas, you've written them down, you've thought about ways on how you want to do it, but you never actually got around to executing it. Well, this is the place to be because the aim of this is to share inspiration, to learn and grow, and have people like you to come on here and share your success stories, the way you overcame obstacles, or the mindset that helped you to get better. So if I do approach you, do not shy away because somebody needs to hear your story. Oftentimes we tell ourselves that we need to be up here before we can tell people the journey far in between and how we felt while we were down here. But I think if the past year has taught us anything, it's that people appreciate realness and simplicity. As you can see, I'm taking a leap of faith. I'm sitting in the park on a bench. People are walking by. Some are smiling at me. Some are saying, good job. But it's not easy because others are also laughing and thinking, what the heck is she doing? I'm not necessarily saying that what I can do, you can do, but I hope I can set your passion on fire for you to think, you know what, maybe I should do what I want to do. One thing I had to do was to change my perspective. Currently, I felt like my life is going through a dip. And obviously, if I'm low, it can only go up, right? But it took me a long time to get to this space. If you had met me a few months ago, or a short while ago, you would not believe that I could get the energy back and the boldness to sit here and actually do this. Why? Because I felt like I was constantly in a rut, I wasn't coming out of it, and things didn't seem like it was going to get better or it was going to change. So what I had to do was tell myself that yes, it can get better, even though I don't know how. And another thing I had to do is to put my values in something higher than myself and the things that I was chasing. For me, it is God. I had to come back to Him. Not that I disputed or doubted His existence, but for some reason I felt like He was not going to manifest His power in my situation because there were certain things that I had been praying for a very long time. People were helping me, people were praying for me, but I just wasn't feeling it anymore. And that's just me being real. I hope I'll never get back to that point, but it does happen. It happens that you get into that rut, you get into that mind state where you just don't want to even hear it. That's how bad it was. I know. And I was quite ashamed. God, please forgive me. Because I know He's mighty. I know He can do it. And I know that all I have to do is to rely on Him. After I did that, I had to also become self-aware and reflect. Reflect on the things that had happened to me and also reflect on the things that I had accomplished in the past. Becoming self-aware means that you also have to take responsibility for the decisions you may have done that have led you to where you are. That also needed to be done. After I did that, I had to celebrate small wins, which was me coming out and thinking that today was going to be a good day, me getting out of bed, because some days you may feel like you do not want to take on the day, you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to talk to anybody, but you need to get up and celebrate that. Some things or little things as you saying, I'm going to clean and actually do it. Why? Because you set a goal and you've accomplished it, which then in turn builds a sense of confidence in yourself and also makes you feel like, yes, I've done something. And you keep taking little steps. You celebrate the little and small wins. Now, another thing that's very important while trying to get unstuck is to have a strong support system. I have loved ones who believe in me more than I even believe in myself. They tell me positivity, even though it sounded like fluff at the time, and I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't feel like it's going to get better. Please stop. But reminding me of the God that I serve and reminding me of my capabilities and how they viewed me and that they're praying for me and they know that I'm going to have an inspiring story and that my life is going to be so great that someone else is going to hold on to it and say, listen, she was down and under and she made the difference for me. In fact, it was the praying for me that made me just cry more because I was like, oh my God, someone is going on their knees and they're mentioning my name. How powerful is that? Have a strong support system. Now, once you do that, you've changed your perspective, you've taken little steps, you're finding your value in God, you're praying more, you're reading His Word, you're changing your spirit, your aura, your mindset, it is important for you to practice gratitude. I also argued about that point because I was like, well, if my life is not getting better, how can I practice gratitude? Because I'll find myself repeating the same things that I'm going to be grateful for. But this is where the next point of doing exercise and going for small walks comes in. For me, I'm not a gym shark. I do not like going to the gym. I do like doing sports, like a team sport, basketball. Let's do that because then I'll work out every part of my body. But going to the gym, lifting weights, hearing people scream and doing all of that, not for me. Even though I'm going to do it because, I got some problem areas that I would like to tackle. But if you're like me and you don't like doing that, the best thing is to go for walks. Did you know that if you walk 2 hours a day, you will actually lose belly fat? How easy, right? No screaming, no weights, nothing. Just walking and appreciating nature. For me, appreciating nature really ties it into gratitude because every time I take a walk and I see something, it just fascinates me and make me think and realize how big our God is and how amazing nature can be. With gratitude, what you can do is to think about 3 things that you're grateful for in the day before you go to bed, where you just let your day review before your eyes, or you do it in the morning anyway, where you're just grateful for life and grateful for the family that you have. I really had to change my perspective and appreciate that while I feel like currently, nothing is really happening, things are not getting better, just counting my little blessings around me, that I can spend time with my family, I can take time to rest, which was also another point that was very difficult for me because I'm used to the hustle and bustle and getting up, and even if I had a breakdown, it was like 10, 9, 8, 7, okay, let's get out of it, let's move on, what's next? So never actually really taking time to think about my emotions, think about how I'm feeling, what I want to do, and whether it's good for me. The next one is to be gentle and kind with yourself. How often do we encourage other people and we're quick to remind them of the good things and the talents that they have, but when it comes to ourselves, we're our own biggest critic, where we don't seem to find even one thing that's good about us or one thing that we're good at, which is really bad. That also ties into getting rid of negative thoughts and negative people, because the conversations we have with ourselves really are not helping us. Us telling ourselves we're not good enough, we'll never be able to do this, and even other people like friends or family members saying those things to us are very bad. Most of the times our perception stems from how we've been socially conditioned. So it is really important to catch ourselves and make sure we're gentle and kind to ourselves and tell ourselves good things. As you can see, I'm now glowing and showing, and but it wasn't an easy job. And I've not always been like this, and I'm still learning and I'm still practicing it, but I do feel so much better, and I felt like, I want to share this with somebody. So that is another thing. Think about children. Children don't have a hard time being happy. They see happiness in everything. They have joy in little things. That's what we need to do. That's what we have to remind ourselves of doing. I take myself sometimes very seriously, but sometimes I don't. That's why you might see like a post where it's really serious and a long paragraph, and then on another day you see me just goofing around. But the goofy part somehow dwindled away because I felt like I had to be an adult. I felt like I had to just grow up and stop and do away with those things. Where really and truly, I want to have fun on my journey. I don't always want to be serious. Now, lastly, just enjoy the journey. It is here. Life is a roller coaster. You have ups, you have downs, and it is normal. For me to think that my life had to be this all the time was just a complete wrong, distorted notion. Life is to be enjoyed. And while we do it, we help others along the way, we build relationships, we accomplish things, and we look back and we should just be happy. So thank you all for watching. Comment below other things that you do that help you to get unstuck, so that someone else can be inspired by it, or someone else can try it out. Thank you all for watching, and you will see me in my next video. Bye.